Hey, you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. The Sea of Thieves can be a daunting place for a new player, with ambient threats, player threats, and the sea itself often making things very hard for your crew. So I thought I'd run off a few hints to players who are new to the game to help capitalize on their game time as they venture into the Sea of Thieves. Island hopping. When you are new to the game, you are given very low-level quests that often give you very low-level loot, and not a lot of low-level loot. So one of the biggest suggestions I can give to new players is a playstyle called island hopping. Island hopping is exactly what it says on the tin. Without any quests active, simply sail from island to island looking for washed up loot. This is a great way for a new player to get some high tier loot, and it also takes the stress away of having to follow a preset course that a faction quest has given you. If you see a ship at an island you want to go to, simply sail to another one. The loot found on islands merely washed up can often get you some good gold and reputation that excels what you'd get on any low level quest. Also, any bottle quests found can often surprise you with some good loot, and the reputation gain you get from handing these in will then allow you to purchase new tiers in your chosen faction, which will then grant you better quests and better loot. I mean, look at this haul right here. This took me 25 minutes to find. Ghostly fishing. Gaining rep as a new pirate for Hunter's Call can often feel like a whole buttload of anxiety. Not being able to see behind you as you fish, constantly at the mercy of ambient threats, and also the likelihood of being sunk with all your precious fishy cargo. But since the Pirate's Life update, there is a fix for early fishing progression. Traveling to either of the Sea of the Damned areas allows the players to fish splashtails and pondies without the threat of anything coming to kill you. You can just sit back, listen to some music, and stock up your ship worry-free. You can also cook up those little fishies as well, and once you're happy with your haul, vote down the tall tale to go back through the portal. And since fish are considered resources and not loot, you will have them all safely on board to cash in on your arrival. Sink panic! One of the main things I see a lot of new players panic with is having holes in your ship. When under battle from an ambient threat or an enemy player, holes in your ship are not really a huge priority. Unless of course you have something like this. But 3 or 4 holes really aren't going to cause you much trouble. Here's an example. It's much more time efficient to simply scoop that water out compared to repairing. Keep an eye on the amount of holes that are being produced, and if it goes over 5 lower deck holes, merely patch a couple and continue scooping until you're in safer waters. Then you can begin to fix the ship. Allocating time to the battle rather than being below deck patching is a far more efficient use of your time. Don't be greedy. This one is especially true for solo sloopers in mind. When out collecting loot from whatever you are doing, keep it a rule that if you have 5 pieces of loot on board, now is the time to make a beeline for an outpost to sell. You can sink from 101 different things in Sea of Thieves, and when soloing you don't want to sink with a loot pool on board. Be efficient and sell in smaller loads. That way if you do sink, you only lose 5 pieces of loot. Skeletons just can't get the staff. The new Trident of Dark Tides added to the Pirate's Life update makes NPC kills incredibly easy. This is especially apparent when taking down skeletons. A fully charged staff can take down an entire group of skeletons if fired at the ground near them. The staff is a very useful tool indeed for doing Order of Souls missions, and staffs spawn everywhere. On shorelines, in flotsams, and on shipwrecks. If you're doing Order of Souls, be sure to collect as many of these staffs as you can, and you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Pirate parking! When first playing Sea of Thieves, we all love to admire the skills of people being able to dock with perfect precision. And although this is a feel-good moment, it's by far the least efficient way of doing things. A term that I dubbed pirate parking is the best way of hauling your loot when cashing in. When sailing to an outpost ready to sell, put all of your loot on the bowsprit and nosedive into the dock of the outpost at full speed. No need to anchor your ship as it's being pushed into the dock by the wind. No need to repair as you'll likely only have one hull, and that takes around 5 minutes to fill your ship. Throw your loot onto the dock efficiently and begin selling. Pirate parking. I hope some of these hints have helped out newer players coming to Sea of Thieves, and like the Pirate Lord said, it's not about the gold, it's about the commendations. Or something. Happy sailing!